By the looks of it, you already know it's going to be turtle time. I am coming at you with some higher energy today for these reviews because, oh my goodness, this was a big expense, this was a big purchase, but with all of the hype, with all of the in hand, with the reviews I saw, I just felt like as a turtle boy, there was no way I was going to be able to pass up on the Mezco Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. In this series, I'm going to break down each turtle individually rather than all at one, as well as compare him to all of the other turtles I have from the various companies that have created and gotten the license. So right off the bat, I wanted to show you this look I did when I first unboxed him and screwed around with him to get a feel for him. The soft goods are tremendous as always. That's one of the biggest strengths for any Mezco figure. And yeah, I just had to immediately see how Leo looked with his robe, cloak on, and it is really, really great. So let's deconstruct them for a second, and then we're going to go into a breakdown. There's that satisfying Mezco pop. Again, the toys just feel really, really good. So much fun to move around. I didn't need any heat.
Team No Heat. This doesn't need it. This is a highly articulated, detailed, quality figure. It doesn't need heat.
Too much new toys. Don't worry, Cody. I didn't have to bust out the hairdryer for this one. But are you seeing what I'm seeing? This is such an unbelievable design on this Leonardo. I mean, it's stunning. It is stunning. The wrinkles, the battle damage, the scarring. Oh, the scaling. I mean, this is a spectacular design. Unreal. Also included for Leo not only is the robe, but this sash, scarf. I haven't quite figured out how I want to use this. Mezco will give you great instructions on different parts of the toys that they feel like you need explanation with, like for instance the light up mother box from the Justice League set. But sometimes they also just leave things to your imagination. So I feel like the scarf would work. It's nice and wired, nice feel to it. I feel like you could probably also go, do it around the waist if you wanted to. I have to play around a lot more with the different iterations of this look that I can get with him. So one thing about this is you do need to be into the look of this interpretation of the character. Mezco is known for putting their own little signature style on different characters. I'm a fan. So when I saw this version, this is a really gritty, butt-kicking set of Turtle Bros. These are killers, man. These are so good. And I keep showing you there's a lack of bandana. No, there's not. There's actually two. And it's wonderful that they pour in and will give you the different dynamic movement that you're going to want. So they have the much longer version, which is probably the one that I will stick with. But then it also does come with the smaller bandana as well. So that's great. While we're still on look, let's take a gander at the other head sculpts. And here you go with the other two. They are excellent. Between the three, for shelf, for toy photography, I love it. That was another big thing. 3 different options of emotions to be able to show off. That was another nice little pull for me for this set for each brother. So each turtle comes with 10 hands. That is so excellent. As we know, Mezco always kills it in the accessory department. That and almost 1,000. So giving us so many more ways to emote and play with our toys. There's some open hands, the sword holding hands, fists, and then something, with some smaller grips for maybe some of the throwing stars. This one's neat too. And I really like this design choice. This is a massive wrist peg, and it can rotate, and it's textured, and because of the size, it's one of the few Mezcos I own that I have no worry with swapping hands. Each brother has a specific case, so that's what we're going to go through. This is just going to be for Leo specific accessories. Here are the two katanas and shis. Once again, really nice, and I'm always going to be terrified of Leo katanas, just in general. But for this one, I'm not feeling the fragility. I mean, I would not try to bend this. I think it would snap. But compared to NECA's, I've snapped off the movie versions a couple of times, and it's very frustrating. But these do feel firmer. These feel firmer, maybe a little bent, I don't know, but they look great. Big fan of these, big fan. And they sheath in specifically. So if I try to, no, that won't work. All right, so in terms of his main weapons, that's what he comes with. First tray of accessories for this video. So these are really great weapons too. Wow, those are gnarly. This is a Mezco thing where they'll send you just something simple like this to serve as a holster. So that should clip on, and I'm assuming it's for this. Again, no real explanation there. Nope, that's not gonna do it. Not quite sure what you should be using that for. That's interesting. But I guess not this. I was trying. I still think this would be the best thing for it, but that doesn't seem to make any sense, having that stick out to the side. But I'll have to figure that out. But these guys are really, look at this. Ooh, look at this. Yeah. Very gnarly, very rad. Yeah, I figured it out. There we go. Turtle grappling hook. Communicator, grappling hook. Right? Oh, get out. Oh my goodness. Oh, the one side didn't do it. Wow, turtle comm. It opens. Oh, that's so cool with the antennas popping out. Look at that. Ah! Are you kidding me? Wow, I did not see that coming. You know, I leave these little embarrassing discoveries in here just because it cracks me up. You know, like this is just so silly. And that is the grappling hook. The grappling hook? Oh, and that pops in and out too. Oh, can you tell? Look at this. I get the goosebumps. Can you tell this is my first time touching these parts of the tray? Oh, that is so epic. Oh, I love that. Get out. All right. I'm blown away. Oh my goodness. Look, seriously, look at all the goosebumps. Oh, I'm such a dork. All right, the other two things that it came with are the Katana swipe effects. Brilliant. I'm gonna have to try those out, show some posing off. And not that I needed any more toy pizza in my life, but Mezco, this is a beautiful slice of New York style pizza. That is really great. Oh man, the pepperoni, that looks really good. Better than the Sucker Punch pizza that was more like rubber that came with my Commander Squad Gomez figure. But this pizza's awesome. Oh, look at even the crust and the toasting. That's so great. So yeah, not that I need any more pizza, but that's a really mean slice. That's a mean slice of za. And in this tray, this was Leo and Mikey. So this could go for either of them, and obviously all four of them, but this was just in the tray with Leo and Mikey and the nice throwing star effects. And these are things that I haven't had. Like, I don't have anything that's like this specifically for Leo. So all of these things are going to absolutely help me in future toy photography. That is great. Loving that. Out of curiosity, I took the Katana from the Mirage Leo. I'm not saying this is perfect by any means. As you can see, the Katana doesn't slide all the way in, but it does fit enough and squeeze in there. Like, I'm gonna try to use it. Next time I go to shoot my Mirage, I'm gonna attempt it. Why not? It definitely won't work on the Katanas for Toon Leo though, but maybe Movie Leo. All this Katana talk had me wanting to get this all situated, but I am being very, very careful, and this is just my little heads up to you that, you know, like the stitching, it is stitched here, so the stitching seems to be a little tighter on this one, so I'm just being careful working that down. This side obviously was no problem. There's little stoppers at the top of the Katana, so on the sheath, I mean, which will cut that, you know, like keep that there. So it looks spectacular, but because that is stitched, I'm just trying to be very careful. It just looks like the very bottom was a little bit tighter. It's not just that mine is tight. Can you see right in here the stitching? So the stitching is not allowing the sheath to be squeezed through. So that's just my issue. I'm just pointing it out because I am going to slowly work it, you know, back through. It doesn't seem like it should be a long-term issue, but for right now, like you do need to be careful, because if you're just trying to jam that in there, you could very well snap one of these threads, which I would assume would then, you know, cause this to come undone. So just be very careful about it. Again, something to be aware of. So the way I've been doing it, because that little V stitching, it does connect down to here. So I've just, when I got to that point, just was slowly rotating, and see, I was able to slip past the one. There we go. So that slow rotation did it for me, and now I'll be able to work that down the rest of the way. But just a heads up. The difference the full look makes. Up until right now, that's probably been my most articulated Leo, probably followed by the Mirage. If I had to think about it in terms of the fun level I've had in trying to recreate comic panels and scenes. Even though I've enjoyed these both tremendously, I always felt like there's just a little thing lacking with my Ninja Turtles. That was another piece to wanting to dive into this set. We're gonna see those guys more in a minute. So one of the things that caught my eye, obviously it's not the only Leo that's able to do this, but I really liked how I was gonna have an easier time due to the shell shape to be able to bring arms together for stuff like that. So that's really well done. I also like how long and lanky these arms are. That helps with posing. It is double jointed everything, which is great. But those really long arms, double jointed knees, some nice ankle rockers. The feet, I haven't had any trouble standing this guy, just because these are big old feet and you get a lot of rock. So let's just see how these two guys look next to each other in a similar pose. Again, I think Mezco wins in there, even though I know I could do a little bit better. There we go, stretching him out. So when it comes to articulation in my Ninja Turtle figures, I do think that in the past I've been hard on what I've wanted out of them. I really do enjoy the Toon Turtles. I was initially disappointed that I couldn't get more dynamic stuff out of them with the single jointed elbows. But when pushing them, when playing with them, I'm realizing how much more they have to offer. Same thing with this guy. I mean, such a joy to pose around. This guy, I actually retired my first movie figure. He's just in a box now because I had more fun moving him around and posing with him. And like I said, up until this Mezco turtle, this guy took the cake. One Leo I totally forgot about because he was on the other side of me while I was filming was the Super7 Leonardo, and I absolutely love this head sculpt in particular. I know that they have the old style toy one, that's cool too, but these head sculpts, these alternate ones that the team came with, they're all different with their unique personalities. I love this sculpt. And I actually really enjoy a lot of the articulation elements on this one, even over some of these other NECA guys. But at the end of the day, look how spoiled we are as turtle fans. Like, this is incredible for 1/12-ish scale action figures. We are really, really lucky to have all of these options from all of these companies pumping out their own interpretations. It's really cool. But at the end of the day, I do think I'm just being too hard on Ninja Turtles in general, because you're not gonna get all of the twisting of, say, a G.I. Joe or a Spider-Man. So final thoughts on Leo. Leo's my favorite Ninja Turtle, based on just the comparison with all of these other wonderful Leos I have. Yeah, I think this is going to end up being my favorite one. I really like the mobility of him, how well he moves, the swapping of parts, the amount of parts. I think this is going to be my go-to set for most of my toy photography. But, you know, I'm a turtle boy, so of course I'm still not abandoning the rest of my guys. I just got to tell you, for the cost, for having to juggle things around, put things on eBay, make this set work, for my fandom, I didn't think that I could miss this set, and I was very happy to be able to pick it up from the toy chest in Hope, New Jersey. It's a fantastic set. It's a fantastic set. So keep an eye out for the single figure reviews and comparisons of the rest of the turtles, and eventually I'll do something bigger with the second tray and the boys all together as a squad. But in the meantime, thank you so much for taking time to check out my video. And just so you know, every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I go live to talk about life and toys. And just so you know, I go live to talk about toys every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you in the chat one of these days. And in the meantime, have a great rest of yours. Peace.